Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to Minute on the Mountain. It is January 1st, New Year's Day, and I can't think of a better way to start the year than on a shed hunt. I'm about 2.5 to 3 hours south of home. No snow. Now where I'm headed, I can see some snow, but it's not deep. But there will be snow up here where I'm trying to get to. But man, what a beautiful day. It's supposed to be 44. Sunny today. I'm in an area that I've been near here. I've shed hunted probably within 5 miles of here before, but I've never been up this particular ridge that I'm trying to get to today. So I've seen a decent amount of deer tracks already this morning. Just got started, just got out of the truck about 15 minutes ago. But hopefully we can find something, get the year started off without a skunk. Thanks for coming along. Just stopped to shed a layer, which it feels good to already have to be shedding a layer. Took my gloves off. I always bring 2 pairs of gloves. I got a heavy pair of gloves for in the morning, and then I bring a lighter pair of gloves for later in the day. Even when it's not really cold, I wear gloves just because all the bushwhacking I do, it keeps my hands from getting so cut up. I've not seen any sheds yet. But man, it's been a beautiful day. I'm far enough away from the interstate now you can't hear it, so it's so peaceful. Sun is out, just a beautiful day. I'm so blessed to be able to get out and enjoy this kind of stuff. Thank you, Lord, for your creation, and thank you for a wife who understands my need to get out for solitude every now and then. So we're only about a mile into the hike, 1.2 miles. I just looked at OnX, so we got a lot of miles to put on still, a lot of elevation to gain still. See if we can find some sheds. Well, I found a nice little log to sit on. I'm gonna stop and get some water and have a snack. Here's looking back out to the west, back towards the interstate. I'm trying out a new pair of hiking pants today. My wife got these for me for Christmas. They're from a company called Free Soldier. They're advertised as winter tactical pants. They're fleece lined, water resistant, wind resistant. So I'm not going to do a review on them yet, but I wore them rabbit hunting the other day and liked them so far. I've liked them today. I walked through quite a bit of manzanita and oak brush earlier, and that'll rip a hole in your stuff fast. So it'll give me an idea how durable they're going to be. I've gotten out of that now though, and I've got this little ridge to climb and then one more to get back into the south facing slope that has the junipers. Then I'm going to work that back up to get on the very top. So we'll pull out the snack bag and see what we have here. So the snack is Ritz peanut butter crackers. I'm going to eat these and take a couple salt tablets, get some water in me, keep going up. I'm seeing just enough sign to keep me hopeful, but I wouldn't say expectant. I mean, there's definitely been deer and elk up in here. Most of the elk sign is really old, which I wouldn't expect anything from this year. We just haven't had any snow to speak of to push anything down. But I'm not seeing any winter kill. I haven't found a single skeleton. And typically the areas where I find the most sheds, I also find winter kill, because that's the areas where they're hanging out during the winter when they're shedding their antlers. So again, I'm seeing enough sign that I'm going to stay hopeful, and we're still going. I'm still hiking. There's the top ridge right there. I want to get up on that and then loop around. So we're getting close to it. But again, pretty day. If we find a shed, it'll just be a bonus. It's good to get the exercise, good to get out and sweat a little bit and see some new country. Like I said, I've never been on this particular ridge before, although I've been close to here. So I'm going to keep working this up. Hit that little ridge right there. and then make a hard left and follow it all the way up on top. I brought my little Fire Maple Star X2 stove, so we'll have a backpacker's meal up on the top somewhere for lunch. See, there's some deer poop right there. Again, it's up here. It's just not, I wouldn't say it's covered by any means. Just looking back down to the south. Coming up to a cool little outcropping of rocks. Must have a bunch of nests in it because the birds been going nuts. More elk sign up here, but it's all just ancient. But there's more of it. Like there's a considerable amount. Of course, as I say that, I don't see any to show you. If I've been passing all the way up. There is elk track right there. It's not too old. There's some elk sign. There's more elk sign. And more. So you can see they were all up in here, but that's all last winter, maybe even the winter before. I mean, it's old. It's been up here a long, long time. We get up on top of these rocks, see if there's a cool place to have lunch up here with a good view. It'll definitely be a good view. Look at that. Been hiking the top of the ridge, just looking off over on both sides. Getting ready to drop down into this little saddle and then back up and loop around and then start heading back. There's been a lot of sign on the top, much more than I was seeing getting here. Deer and elk. I cut 3 different sets of elk tracks that look like they're from this morning. They look really fresh. And several sets of deer tracks that are definitely from today. And then just a bunch of older stuff up here too. So they've been hanging out here at the top more than they were down on my hike up. Maybe we'll get lucky and see something up here. Amazing view though. There's a dirt road down there that you can take pretty much all the way up to the top over there. That'd be a cool drive to take one day. Here's going to be our lunch spot. Just turned on the Fire Maple. It'll be boiling here in just over a minute. And today we've got home-style chicken noodle casserole from Mountain House. So we're going to sit here and glass for a while. Not really for sheds. I'm mainly going to glass for deer and elk. And while we eat our lunch, and then we're going to start heading back towards the truck. Pretty little spot to have lunch though. We're going to doctor this up with a little salt and pepper. Thanks to Dominic Minichetti. He gave me this a couple years ago, this wax canvas bag. Little spice kit in it. I keep cayenne pepper, garlic powder, pepper, and salt in it. We're just going to hit it with some salt and pepper for today. It's the old skunkaroo for the first trip of 2024. Made it back to the truck. I didn't film much after 8. I still was seeing sign, but did not find any sheds. And it was still, you know, not a crazy amount of sign, but enough sign to keep me hopeful. I'm driving on the other side of the interstate to an area I've never been. I don't have time to hike it today, but I just wanted to come up here and take a look at it and see if it's a spot I want to hit another time. So I'll do the minute on the mountain probably when I get back to the house. Thanks so much for coming along, guys. Hope you all have a blessed 2024. Thanks for all your support. Well, looks like we started 2024 with a ride on the skunk train, but again, it was okay. I had such a good time. Hiked a little over 9 miles, so got some good exercise in. Beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. Now, 2 years ago, I think it was, my first 6 or 7 trips in a row were a skunk. So I certainly hope we're not on that pattern. I hope we can break the skunk, you know, the next time or two that we go out. But again, it was good to get out on New Year's Day. Good to kind of set a pattern for getting some miles in for the year. So thanks so much for coming along. Let's wrap this up with the channel shout out in the minute on the mountain. The channel that I want to shout out is Rivers and Coffee. I'm newer to his channel. I've probably been following him for about 6 months now, but really enjoy his content. A lot of paddling videos, some hiking videos, clearly some coffee videos on there. You know, he'll have coffee a lot on his trips. But Rivers and Coffee, one of his recent videos had some really pretty waterfalls on it. I thoroughly enjoyed that one, so I will put a link in the description, and you guys please check him out when you have some time, and tell him that Minute on the Mountain sent you. The Minute on the Mountain tonight is going to come from Titus. It's in chapter 2. So Paul is encouraging Titus, and he's talking about how to encourage the older men, the older women, and then he gets into the young men. This is in verse 6 of chapter 2. He says, similarly, encourage the young men to be self-controlled. In everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. I think it's interesting that right after he challenges Titus to teach them to be self-controlled, how is Titus supposed to do that? Is he supposed to just talk about being self-controlled? No, the very next verse he says, in everything, set them an example by doing what is good. Now, it's certainly okay to talk to people about being self-controlled, but if you want the younger men in your life to learn self-control, guys, we got to model it. That's an area that I have fallen short in so many times over the years with my sons. I talk about self-control, and in some areas of my life, I do have a lot of self-control, but in other areas, I lack self-control. So if we want young men that are kind of following in our footsteps to be men who are self-controlled, the best way we can teach it is by example. So that's the Minute on the Mountain for tonight. Titus chapter 2, beginning in verse 6. Thanks for all the support. We're at 1,140 subscribers, so you know we're knocking on the door to 1,150. 1,150 is going to be our next giveaway. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, but you enjoy the content, do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button. And when we get 1,150 subscribers, that will be the next giveaway that we do for the channel. All right, God bless you guys. We'll see you the next time we're out on the mountain.